teaching no respect. Let's go.
Respect shows in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Which way will you show today?
Honor those.
Honor those in a different way.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on.
Be beyond on another phase.
Ain't no more.
Ain't no more time to play.
Who will you be?
Who are you today?
Identify yourself through your actions. Let's go. People to the left, are you feeling good? People to the right, are you feeling good? There's a thing called respect. I want to teach you real quick. For the time, let me tell you what's good. Kids, go and take a seat within the bleachers. Let me explain. The people try to say respect is something that you gain, but honestly, for all of the elders, it's another thing. For the teachers and parents that earned it should have all these things. If you want respect, then you gotta give it. There's no popularity or levels to the giving. I'm only being honest. Don't think I'm up here tripping. Gotta do better as you're growing through your living. When they give directions, it's not hard to listen. Do what's right, do what's good, do what's as you should. When they give directions, it's not hard to listen. Do what's right, do what's good, do what's as you should. I'm only being honest, don't think that I'm tripping. Gotta do better as you're growing through your living. When they give directions, it's not hard to listen. Do what's right, do what's good, do what's as you should.
Respect shows in a lot of ways.
Which way?
Which way will you show today? Honor those in a different way.
Say, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Come on.
Be beyond on another phase.
Ain't no more time.
Ain't no more time to play.
Who are you?
Who are you today?
Come on, we're gonna ask you one more time. My people to the left, are you feeling good? People to the right, are you feeling good? There's a thing called respect. I want to teach you real quick. For the time, let me tell you what's good. Mr. Debbie, are you feeling good? To the kids, are y'all feeling good? To the parents and the teachers out there in the world, let me tell you all what's good. Kids, go and take a seat within the bleachers. Let me explain. The people try to say respect is something that you gain, but honestly, for all of the elders, it's another thing. For the teachers and parents that earned it should have all these things. If you want respect, then you gotta give it. There's no popularity or levels to the giving. I'm only being honest, don't think I'm up here tripping. Gotta do better as you're growing through your living. When they give directions, it's not hard to listen. Do what's right, do what's good, do what's as you should. When they give directions, it's not hard to listen. Do what's right, do what's good, do what's as you should. I'm only being honest, don't think that I'm tripping. Gotta do better as you're growing through your living. When they give directions, it's not hard to listen. Do what's right, do what's good, do what's as you should.
Respect shows in a lot of ways. Which way will you show today? Honor those in a different way. Let's go, let's go. Be beyond on another phase. Ain't no more time to play. Who are you today?
Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Great African American Read-In. My name is Gloria Ann Kitchen. I am so delighted to be here on this evening. We are here with Mr. Kyrie Denby and also author Corey Russell. Mr. Denby, how are you doing this Sunday?
I could say, hey.
I got to say,
but I'm saying, hey, how's everybody doing? I am excited because we got a 2-for-1 special, 2 authors in one night.
All right. Well, Mr.
Hey,
Corey Russell. Author Corey Russell, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing fantastic. We're going to go ahead and turn over the Zoom to you. So I'm going to pin you. You have sharing options and everything.
Okay. All right, here we go. Can you see that? Has that popped up?
Yes, we see it.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So on this evening, I've decided to do another one of my books that was released during the pandemic, titled How to Deal with Loss. And we'll go ahead and jump right into it. David ran into the house. As soon as the door swung open, he immediately started telling his parents about his day. He stopped short of what he was saying when he saw both of his parents sitting at the kitchen table with their heads hung low. "Mom, Dad, what's wrong?" David asked. That's when he noticed the tears in his mother's eyes. His father asked David to have a seat as he began to explain what happened. His father began by explaining to him about how God sometimes calls us home much sooner than we expect or would want. His father went on to inform David that his cousin had passed away. David's eyes filled up with tears as he began to yell, "No, this can't be. It's not true." David jumped from his chair, ran out of the kitchen, and up to his room. As tears streamed down his face, David fell on his bed and buried his face in the pillow. Thoughts ran wild in his head. How could this happen? Why didn't God save her? Will I ever see her again? David had questions on top of questions and no answers to them. Then there came a knock on David's bedroom door. It was his father coming to comfort him. David's dad sat on the bed, David with his face still buried. The only question he could muster up was why. His father began to speak. Losing someone you love, David, is never easy. It is the hardest thing in the world to deal with. It's suffering of the worst kind, and to make matters worse, it seems like no one understands how you're feeling. Although we have all experienced loss, no one can tell you, son, how to deal with your grief. Do not let anyone tell you when it is time to stop crying. It is okay to cry. Let it out, son. You will have to figure out for yourself when you're ready and when it is time to move on. Every time you cry for your loved one, it is a way of honoring who they were in your life. David sat up in his bed, eyes filled with tears as he looked at his father and asked, "How?" "It hurts so bad," David expressed. "Does God even care about my pain? How do I get over this?" His father pulled David closer and wrapped his arms around him and said, "David, let me tell you how. We must remember that our Heavenly Father gave up his only son for us to live. Do you think that was hard for God to do? Let me tell you about a woman who lost everyone she loved. There was a woman by the name of Naomi who had married the man she loved. They had 2 sons. They uprooted their whole lives to move to another land, a land which she was very unfamiliar with. She was not only leaving the place she had grew up, but a place where God had dwelled. She had her family, and she was fine with that. Both her sons had married, and all seemed right with the world. While living in this strange land, Naomi lost her husband, and soon after, she lost both her sons as well. Naomi was beyond hurt. She was lost, she felt alone, and even abandoned. Left with both her daughter-in-laws, she made a very difficult decision about leaving and heading back to the land she knew. Naomi knew that she had been punished for leaving, but she was not upset with God, but confused as to why he would take her family from her. Naomi had no choice but to accept what had happened. She moved back to her land with her daughter-in-laws. But what God did for her in the end was not to replace what she had lost, but to reward her for her faith. Her daughter-in-law was blessed with not just any husband, but one who would end up providing for Naomi as well. God also saw fit to bless her with a grandchild this time around. God is not looking for perfection when these things happen. God already has perfection in himself. What he desires is your heart. And when your heart is heavy and filled with sorrow, that is when he looks not to replace the ones we've lost, but to help us move on by letting us know that he will always be with us. Also, if no one else loves you and understands, he does. David sat up in his bed, wiping his tears back, and looked at his father. You see, David, God is described as the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort. So who else to better understand our pain? David asked, will I ever see her again? Sure you will, son. There is a place prepared for all those God calls to be with them, a place where she is no longer in pain, no more sickness, and no hospitals, a place where the light is always on because Jesus is waiting. Now, doesn't that sound a lot better than here? Yes, it does. I hope she is there with a light on, waiting for us one day. She will be, son. So dry your eyes and take comfort in knowing that God has everything under control and that he will not allow you to hurt forever. David, standing beside his bed, could not help but to think back to the story of Naomi. Surely if Naomi could survive, he could too. As David stood staring out the window, tears filled his eyes once more. However, this time around, his heart was filled with peace. This book has been dedicated to Renee Lyle, an angel who finally got her wings.
Wow. Corey, author Corey, as always, very prolific, profound, and I really enjoy how you always tie things in. And so I think that it's really, really good. Really, really good. Wonderful story. Wonderful story.
Thank you, Corey, for that. Because a lot of people are dealing with loss in this time, you know, from, you know, COVID and all of that stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. But a lot of people are dealing with that and don't know how to deal with it. And thank you for sharing that.
No problem. And what's funny is that I started writing it at the end of 2019, right before the pandemic had broke out. So when I decided to complete writing it, it was, you know, I never, the release of it, I never imagined that it would be coming out in a time such, you know, we've been living in, when people have been, you know, when this thing first started, you know, losing people left and right. It was crazy. You know, it's funny how things are placed in your spirit or in your heart to write about, and you think it's just for you. You think that, you know, it's writing therapy for you. But then at the release of the thing, here it is, we are in a pandemic where people have been experiencing loss at great numbers all that year. So it's funny how God works.
I think that one of the things that I really enjoy about your writing and your creativity is that you're able to be relatable realistically, and then you have the biblical connotation that actually embraces that. So a lot of people really strive to do that, but you do it very well and so excellently. So I just wanted to just commend you on that. Like you always, it's really good.
Thank you.
Really, really
Thank you. It means a lot.
Yes. Also, I know that we are, okay, let me ask you a question. Where can, before I was getting ready to go into something else, but where can we purchase your books?
Of course, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and also if you decide to reach out to me on, you know, Instagram, Facebook, you know, I have no problem signing copies and getting those sent out as well. So,
okay, I will go ahead and put the Amazon link in the bottom.
okay.
Or not within the chat, not chat. I'm so focused on the chat, but put it up under this video here so that everyone can be able to go ahead and locate that book. Wow. I know that you mentioned about you started the book in 2019. What was the motivation? What was the motivation, like the awe-inspiring moment that propelled you to really go into this zone to write this book?
It was honestly the passing of my cousin. The book who was dedicated to at the end, Renee Lyle. That is my cousin. Out of nowhere, she developed cancer. I would say at the middle to end of 2018. And what makes it double hard is that we were told that she had beat it. that they had, got everything, or they would be able to get everything. They read the test wrong, and then come to find out she only was given a few weeks to live from that, point on. It was even to the point where we had started planning a celebratory vacation with the whole family, for it. So it was just very devastating to be told one thing and then told another, and then that person is, gone. And again, I was at work. I was working a night shift, and I was just feeling so sad. And I started writing from my perspective of receiving the news. And I sat there as I wrote, and tears are just running down my face. And again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. I wrote this thinking that this would be the therapy that I needed, or my family. But little did I know that the world would be thrown into chaos to where it was going to be meant for more than just me and my family. And that's what I strive for in my writing, is that it speaks to someone, regardless of the title, that it speaks to someone, and that's the mission.
Again, I think you've done a really great job in coining this, very well so. And I would definitely like to say to you, thank you very much for joining us for year 2. Yes. And I know that you have more things that are coming about from you as well. Mr. Denby, you have anything you would like to say?
Well, I want to say first, this book does speak to, the other book about the wheat speaks to people, actually, and I bought the other book, How to Be a Soldier for Christ.
Yeah.
Like those books speak to what your mission is, and it, it's undeniable. And so that's what makes them, I enjoy that about you, that you don't care, I'm not going to say you don't care about other people, but that's not the way I wanted to say it. But you know what I'm saying. I think you know. You are ministering to the people, and you giving them what you have. That's what I want to say. But anyway, how is the professorship coming along? Are you getting closer to it? I remember last year you said you were working on getting some classes.
Yep. So I have 2 more classes complete. And then I'll be able to, start working on, sliding on in there into a university or college to start teaching. I think I would like to start around teaching, like public speaking, start there. But of course, the future goal is to teach theology. So that's the future goal. But, during the pandemic, that's another thing, is that I discovered my love for, teaching on that, collegiate level. So, and it allows me to schedule to continue, writing and, doing that thing as well. So.
Right. Now, my second question, Corey, since we got you here, we need you to stop by a few more times so you can be co-host with us on this show.
Look, I am totally open for that. I've been living in this season of not turning any opportunity down. So you already know, you can call me and I'll be there.
Well, any night that you're free at 6 o'clock, come on and join us on this app. On this live.
I got you.
We'll be here.
I got you. I'll be there.
Okay. Thank you. I know Gloria don't mind that. You mind, Gloria?
No, Kyrie, I don't. He's a trip. Well, again, we are so, you are definitely you're one of my favorite authors from the reading, for sure. And I just think that you, like, I have to agree with Kyra as well. You have ministry, and it's like, it's unapologetic. And I think that's what I think that speaks to myself, and then others are able to relate as well. And so you're confident, you're bold about it, and that's just your mission, and that's your, that's your mantra. So it's very appreciated and it's well respected in your delivery as well. So we are, again, Author Corey
That's
Russell.
what I was trying to say, Gloria, what you said. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't say it like that, but unapologetic. Hallelujah.
Well, as you know.
That's right. I'm telling you, that's why you was a doctor. You was a professor down there at the college, because you be knowing them big words. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's get off this line. Corey, thank you, Author Corey Russell. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight. And Kyra has confirmed you as our other co-host. So we have 4. Thank you, Lord, for that. So again, we're so grateful to have you on Children's Island. We're learning as a breeze. Mr. Denby, thank you very much for just being who you are. You are so loved and loved by so many. So again, we will see you all on tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are Children's Island. We're learning as a breeze. Have an amazing afternoon, everyone, and happy Super Bowl Sunday. All right, y'all.